What's up guys, Simply Coco here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we are building an old watchtower. As you can probably tell from the title, we are building in the world of Windenburg. So this old watchtower is going to be converted into a home for a single sim, but I'll get into his storyline a little bit later. So this build is going to be a part of a fantasy world save file that I'm a part of with a huge group of other simmers. It's the same group of simmers that I did the eco lifestyle and base game only save files with. I know I have not toured those save files yet, but I promise I will get to that eventually. But we finished those and moved on to this one, and I'm in the process of building a big old castle. And then this build only took me 2 hours in one sitting to finish, so that's why I'm releasing it as a speed build now. I'm really proud of this build. um, yeah, but one thing I wanted to say before I go any further, I just wanted to give a shout out or just say a huge thank you to Devin Bumpkin, who gave me a shout out on his channel yesterday during his Q&A video and office tour video. He sent a lot of new subscribers my way, so to all of you that are new and came over from Devin's channel, thank you so much. I really hope you like what you see and stick around. Thank you for the support. Thank you for supporting Devin and then therefore being able to see my channel because he mentioned me. Like, yeah, I was, I don't even know the word, but I just felt really good yesterday. Um, but anyway, thank you, Devin, and thank you to all my new subscribers. So yeah, thank you. But anyway, back to the build. So as you can see, the shell of the build is pretty much done. It's coming together nicely. I use a mixture of windows from Jungle Adventure, Island Living, and University, I believe. And then the dormers at the top are get together. Yeah, the dormers at the top are get together. Um, so yeah, and then I just put a little flag at the top. Now I'm manipulating the terrain. As you can see, I wanted to make it look like it was on a hill. Speaking of Devin Bumpkin, the house that he just finished building for Let's Build the Worlds, I think it was called the Willow Glen. He did this. He kind of made it look like it was built on top of a hill. So that's kind of the aesthetic I was going for with this build, but I made mine look a little more not run down, but a little more dead, if that makes sense. Like almost like it'd be on the side of a mountain. Um, yeah, I don't know. You'll see what I mean when I do the terrain paint and add the trees and stuff. I add a lot of dead trees. The terrain paint's very just gray and just not a whole lot of color. I put like 2 or 3 trees that actually have leaves on them, and that's just because they were around the lot in the actual world. So I wanted it to blend into the world as well. Now you can see I'm pulling these big ass rocks, sorry, out of debug. It took a lot of finagling to actually get them to sit in the terrain, but I finally, if I finagled them just right, they actually went into the terrain and didn't look like they were floating. So again, I'm imagining very cliffside, very yeah, very cliffside or something like that, because on a top of just a random hill you wouldn't see a whole lot of rocks like this. So I was going for very mountain-ish cliffside type situation. These rocks are also from the debug of Get Together. Speaking of Get Together, I am building in Windenburg. That's where we decided to do the save file. But so many people wanted to be involved in this save file that I believe she added another world. I think it was Willow Creek. I'm not 100% sure though. But once I tour the save file and all that, I'll definitely show you. As you can see, a huge jump just kind of happened and a whole crap ton of objects are out. It's because I went into the debug menu and saw all these things, so I was just like, okay, excuse me, let me pull them out, and um, I'll go and place them, because as you know, in debug um, you can't eye drop the objects. So you have, if you want 5 of them, you have to pull 5 of them out. So I just pulled out these in the build and buy catalog, the regular green ones. I think it's called just wild grass. So I pulled out the ones from debug that are more dead looking. Um, I also pulled out these low-lying plants from debug that look just kind of more dead and dried out. This is what I meant by I wanted it to look gray and just not very colorful and dried out, and things are dying because they're growing, on this cliffside. I don't know. It's obviously not a cliffside. It's in the middle of Windenburg. But that's just the aesthetic I was going for. With save files, you get assigned a lot, so I kind of had to build it on this lot. But like, just for me personally, I probably would have built this in Granite Falls or El Salvadorada. If I'm saying that correctly? Probably the Jungle Adventure world would make the most sense for this build. But of course, you can place it on this lot or whatever lot you want to. If you want to place it on this exact lot, you can see what lot that is on the top left-hand side of your screen. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm placing these things that I found in debug around. I did find the tub in debug, but I don't think it's a debug tub. I think it's an actual tub in our catalog. I'm not 100% sure, but that is the only source of hygiene that they have on the lot. So hopefully whatever sim you have living here can take a bath in there, because I did get it out of debug. I'm just not sure if it's a debug object. I'm hoping it's a real tub, because it's the only one here. Like the bathroom is a 1x3 bathroom, maybe 1x4. So there was no room for a shower or anything. I could have put the university shower like in front of the door, but the just having that shower or any shower at all just really didn't fit the aesthetic of what I was going for, because it's very old-timey. Very old-timey. There might not even be the plumbing in the wall for them to have a shower like that. So I just was like, nah, they're sticking with this tub. And I imagine that tub isn't connected to any piping or anything. They probably have to fill it. They probably have to go to the well, because I did place a well. They have to go to the well, fill, and then get a bucket and then fill up that tub with water before they can even take a bath. I'm saying they, but only one person lives here. And like I said, when I get to the interior, I will explain that a little bit more. So I've just placed some dead trees around. These came from the vampires pack. I also placed the like dead looking rose bushes around, which also came from vampires. And now I'm placing some vines on the build that also came from vampires. As you can see on the inside, I have started to put stuff in there. I just put some barrels. So the kind of bottom half of the build of the tower, whatever you want to call it, is just storage. He doesn't use it for anything. But I do imagine whoever lives here is a fisher. So I give him some fishing traps. I give him a boat. The only thing I didn't like about the boat is that it had a motor on the back. I looked really, really hard for a boat in debug that just had like rows in it, or oars. Yeah, they're called oars, and not a motor on the back, because again, I imagine this being a very old-timey build. I will be using this build in a future Let's Play, which will be more like modern times, and that will tie into the story of who lives here. I'm not going to give too much away because I'm only halfway through my current Let's Play, so I don't want to give away too much about my next one. But if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I plan my Let's Plays like really far in ahead, and then I get really excited about them, and yeah. But yeah, here I am on the first like livable level of the house or the tower. This is gonna be his kitchen slash living room slash like office, I guess. It won't have a desk or anything, but there'll be a bookcase. So as far as who lives here, oh, this kind of using this sink and connecting it into some counters. I got that from Devin Bumpkin and watching his Willow Glen build. Um, I just really liked the aesthetic of that. This is the bathroom that I was talking about. I just closed off one of the bump outs and made that the bathroom. I changed this door out for the more barn looking door from Cats and Dogs. It just fit the aesthetic a little bit better. Now I'm placing in the outdoor retreat toilet and the other sink that I contemplated using in the kitchen. I will go and put an old mirror on top of that, above that sink later. You just won't see me do that. So my game was acting really buggy yesterday. I would try and place something down and it would disappear. Again, Devin Bumpkin had that problem in his Willow Glen build, and it was because of the flooring. The flooring was turned, but I didn't turn this flooring the other way before I put it down, so I don't know what was going on. But yeah, it was being very buggy. When I tried to furnish the top floor, the camera kept jumping and being ridiculous. So if you see that and it bothers you, I'm really sorry. Ignore everything I'm doing right now because the layout of the kitchen completely changes. The table ends up on the other side of the room. The refrigerator ends up on the totally other side of the room, and that has now happened because I needed to cut that footage out. But I'm just putting a small seating area. He doesn't have a TV. There's no computer. There's nothing. It really took a while to find a couch just because I didn't want a couch with cushions because, again, I wanted it to feel very old-timey, like whenever he got this place, there were no cushions for couches. Like, that wasn't a thing yet. And maybe he just recently added these pillows. But, okay, let me go ahead and explain who lives here since I keep saying he. So I imagine the guy that lives here is a spellcaster, but he's not a very good one. He's very bad. So he spends most of his time practicing his spells, and later on you will see me place some like cracks in the wall, and the big, like, they're not holes, but they're like where the like you can see it looks like the wallpaper has been peeled off in like a circle, just like on one spot of the wall. So to me, I said, okay, well, that can be where, like, he practiced a spell, it went wrong, and then he messed up the wall, basically, from the beam that came from his wand, or whatever. So yeah, the guy that lives here is a spellcaster. He's just not a very good one. And then later on, I was placing like pictures in his bedroom, and there was this like one of the pictures that's like it's assorted, and it has a whole bunch of different pictures like on one item. And then I saw a lady and like two kids in one of the photos. So I thought, maybe he was married with a wife and kids, and they lived a pretty normal, pretty happy life. But then by some tragic accident or something happened, and the wife and the two kids died. So that kind of messed him up a little bit. He went off the rails. Maybe he became some kind of magical criminal, and he went to magic prison, and then he got out, and the only thing he could find to live in was this abandoned watchtower. As far as what happened to the mom and the kids, I was thinking maybe some sort of like magical war or something. I don't want to say that someone just killed them because that will go into the storyline too much of my next Let's Play. Like, that's going to happen to somebody else, so I don't want to say that happened to them too. So maybe some magical war or something like that. And the wife and the kids just didn't make it. And the sim who lives here, he is also going to be the brother of the dad that's gonna be in my next Let's Play. So he's the brother of the dad that's going to be in my next Let's Play. So the dad is the main character's dad, and the dad, this is that the brother of that dad. I'm sorry that I just wanted to like make it clear, but it also took me 3 years to explain it. But yeah, so I use this bookshelf over here with a rocking chair from Nifty Knitting. Yes, we love it. I'm kind of yeah, I'm just kind of like okay with the pack, with the Nifty Knitting pack. It's okay for specific builds, but yeah. But as you can see, I placed some cobwebs around, and now I'm placing around the holes in the walls. They're not really holes, but like just where the paint or the wallpaper's messed up. And that's where I'm saying like he tried to do a spell and the beam from his wand messed up the wall. But what I was saying about that bookcase though, I really like that bookcase. It fit the vibe of this place very, very well. But my only thing, it's a base game bookshelf, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the graphics are awful. Like, it looks like a 2-year-old drew the bookcase. I don't know how to explain how it looks, but it just looks bad. Um, I don't know how hard it would be for the Sims team to go back and just kind of reamp all of the base game items, like the base game items that were in the game from day one, because I feel like those are the ones that have the bad graphics. Not all of them, but big objects like that, like a bookcase, yeah, they're pretty whack. But anyway, I am now working on his bedroom. So his bedroom is where he kind of practices um, his brewing or whatever you would call that. So everything up here is about potions, which is why I put the cauldron, and I'm putting a whole bunch of um, these potions that I assume are already made, placing those around. Ooh, excuse me. His bed came from Jungle Adventure. Um, yeah, I am using the OMSP shelf to place these. What are they called? I just said it. The potions on these shelves. So, just in watching other YouTubers or other simmers, it seems like they get a lot of questions about the OMSP shelf. So that's just a shelf that allows you to freely place objects wherever you want them. But the only way you can do it is if all the slots on whatever table you're using are filled. So once I filled up all the slots on those shelves with other potions, then I could go and slot more using the OMSP shelf. But now I'm just placing these. I think they're called tomes, spell books. I'll just say spell books that he's studying with. They're filled with spells and they're filled with different potions. And there's a red one over here in the bottom right hand corner that's kind of under the bed right now. I put that one on his bedside table because I think that's the one. I think that's the one where you can actually kill a sim. I think you can kill sims using a spell. I know you can bring sims back to life using a spell, but I don't know if you can kill sims using a spell. It kind of wouldn't make sense if you couldn't, but I imagine that this red book is the book of either killing a sim or bringing a sim back to life, because obviously, like I said, his wife and kids are dead. So I imagine now his goal in life is to bring them back. And I imagine that's how he ended up going to magical jail or magical prison. That's why he went to Azkaban, shall we say. Probably because he went into some sacred library or something like that. Maybe he went to the headmaster's office of the wizard school or something. He stole the spell that he needed to bring them back to life, and now he's just trying to execute that spell. But by him stealing it, that's what I don't know. Yeah, by him stealing it, that's what sent him to prison, and now he's just yeah, trying to execute the spell. um, but I don't know. I don't know why he would have gone to jail for it, but then when he got out, he would still have the book. You would think if he went to jail for it, they would have taken the book from him. I don't know. Don't think too deep. Don't think too deep about it. He's just trying to bring his family back to life. Um, yeah, sorry if you can hear my cat. He just kind of um, came up on the desk and wanted some lovin's. But yeah, now I'm just placing the same kind of cracks in the wall and holes in the wall that I did downstairs, along with some cobwebs. Um, again, they're not really holes in the wall, but I don't really know what else to call them. Now I'm just placing some paintings around. These are from Realm of Magic. I imagine they're like other maybe recipes for potions or something like that. This painting I imagine is of his mom, just because I wanted something else in here. And then I also put this tapestry type thing in here, and I imagine maybe like that's their family crest. Because I don't know. I don't know if it's like in magic movies or something like that, but I've seen movies where like a family will have like a family crest. So that's what I was thinking when I put that in. So that same family crest will come into play in my next Let's Play as well. Now I'm just placing lanterns around. This lot could probably function as off the grid. The only thing that wouldn't work is the refrigerator and the stove. Sorry for going off way over there for a second. My cat unplugged my HDMI cable from my computer, so the screen was just black and I couldn't see it. But then I got it back in. Oh, so the screenshots are rolling. I did put some graves behind the house to kind of show that that's where his family was. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this build. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will always respond to your comments. And please turn on that notification bell. That way you know exactly when I post my next video, exactly when I post it. And I will see you all in the next one. Oh, and by the way, I have social medias now, so I will put those in the description box. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.